Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to another session of Claudion. Thanks for joining me. Today we will do a elaborate and expanded video with the latest all the updates that we have done on Zatca Phase-2 invoices. We have released an app. If you remember, we have released an app on called Zatca ERPGulf. That's very popular in hundreds, if not thousands, of people, companies, small companies especially, they are using it to be legally compliant. And we have released a video back 1 year back explaining how to use it and all. But later, lot of addition come, some regulations changes from Zatca came, and the government policy changes and the network changes and the feature changes. There are a lot of things happened late in the last 1 year. So the application looks now is totally different, and we try to simplify as much as possible for every user, and we have documented most of the error that could be reported here on the docs.claudion.com. And we have started a self-enrolling um, portal called Claudion.com. So you can just build a cloud server and put ERPNext Frappe backend server with that. So we have done something like intermediate server. So if you are using different servers, so you can use that as an intermediate server. We did offline setup. We created PDF A3, a lot of things that we have done last 1 year. So this video we will try to cover as much as possible, to explain what are the changes that recently, not only the changes, that everything that we need to consider while implementing it. So if you are a non-technical person, or if you are a small company in Saudi Arabia, you can just build it go through Claudion.com, and you can build your own portal. Or otherwise, you can contact us on sales at ERPGulf.com. I'll put it, or sales or support at Claudion.com, or visit our website Claudion.com, and have a meeting booking with us, so we can help you to onboard. Having said that, just let me go through what we need to do to be legally compliant, because there are waves. Zatca waves. It's called. This is the how Zatca insist or ask you to do that. So how it works: before, everything was on Zatca Phase 1. Now it's on Zatca Phase 2. I'm sure all of the companies are either using Phase 1. I mean, Phase 2, it comes. Okay, I'll explain that. I mean, there is deadline passed for 30 million companies in the past, and 25 million, 10 million. Now, the remaining people, because it's enrolling now, it's enrolling new companies, because first it was for 3 billion companies. I mean, turnover I'm talking about, not the profit. 3 billion companies, then come 1 billion, 2 billion, like that. Now it's 30 million, 25 million, 15 million, 10 million. So this is the way Zatca is doing. So now we have reached in a stage that, because even last month we have been enrolling so many clients in Saudi Arabia, that they were up to 5 million per year, 7 million per year turnover. I mean, when Zatca says the turnover, they are saying the turnover of last year, last full year, or the one before, not this year. I mean, when I say turnover, that doesn't mean turnover of 2025. That they say turnover of 2024. So if you have a turnover of more than 4 million in 2024, now it's time for you to enroll, and it will come for 3 million, 2.5 million in July, 2 million in August and September, like that. So in the coming months, it will be all, I mean, up to 1 million. 1 million is an ordinary business in Saudi Arabia. I mean, a small business, very small business. So it will come for them. So everyone needs to be enrolled for this. And this app, what we are giving, it's a free app. I mean, it's an open source app. And this open source app you can install on any ERPNext, wherever you got it, on Frappe Cloud, on independent cloud, or wherever, because it's completely open source. Or if you don't want to take that headache, you can go to our website, that is Claudion.com, and you can build your own server or port your other server. You can send a mail. So if you want to move from other server to here, and then you can select whether you want a server in Jeddah or in Riyadh. Then go proceed with that, and there is 2 CPU, 4 CPU. I mean, all the options are there, and it's you can select multiple options, and you can ask for a coupon code. So we will give you discount because there is Ramadan discount going on. So you can get it for 1 year, kind of, or 100 riyal per month or something like that. If you are a small company, you can run the complete server, including the including hosting and our support and Zatca and legal compliance and everything. So you can just use that. Write to us if you want a coupon code. So maybe we can give you free 1 or 2 months. So you can just use it. So that's, having said that, I will go to now the process. So once you are build the server, once you have the server, and once you install this app on ERPNext, it will be like this screen. I'll show the screen. So the screen, there are on the Zatca, you can see here a menu, Zatca ERPGulf, and there is a dashboard. And on dashboard, you will see all the reported and cleared and all the other things. This will come later because this is about your cleared invoice and error invoice and all other stuff as a report. But right now we will go how to onboard, because in the beginning, what to do, what is the first step of doing it. That's what I'm going to explain first. Then we will go to the details. So what you can do, you can go to Zatca ERP. There are 2 methods for onboarding. One is Zatca ERPGulf wizard. I mean, this is a wizard, or you can go to company setting. If you are little more experienced, you can go to your company, because you have multiple companies. You have many companies. So you take the company and go to the Zatca setting. Inside that, you can, because this in the previous video, this wizard is a new addition. So in the previous video we explained these steps, and still most of the people using this method, because it goes through a detailed process. But I will come to this stage first. But there is an ERPGulf setup wizard here. Before doing that, first you need to have, let me put it here. You need to have your VAT number and CR number and address and business type. Okay, this you need to be prepared first. And what is CR number? This CR number, there is a recent changes in CR number. There can be multiple CR number for the same VAT number. CR number for the same VAT number. So Zatca insists that you submit separately. I mean, on each invoices, whether you, for example, if you have one branch in Dammam, one branch in Riyadh, and one branch in Jeddah, maybe now you have all same CR number, but it's slowly changing, and you will have different CR number for Dammam, Riyadh, and Jeddah. It's like that. And there are many reasons that you may have multiple CR number. And the VAT number, it can be a group number also. I mean, I'll explain you what is group number, because if it is, we have it documented here, you can see that. on the docs.claudion.com. So we explained how this things, what is the Zatca integration and what is how to create CSR. Okay, I'll explain you that. But before that, I'm just saying this one, there will be one VAT number, there can be multiple CR number, and you need to have the address and business type. And where you need to enter that, go to the company. I think you already have it because, and there is on the company, you can see here a CR number. This CR number, this can be different because there are different type of company registration, but most of them will have CRN, and there can be other type of this MOI, MLS. If you have it, you can select that, and you will put your company registration number, that is CR number here. Okay, so that's it. So, and your tax ID, this is a standard year, we didn't change it because it's a standard ERPNext form. So you can put your tax ID here. So this information, the wizard will take this information. So I will show you here. If you are going here, and if you don't have that information, it will give you an error. It will give a warning. So it is like this. So now there is a wizard, and go to start. Okay, and select your company. You may have multiple companies in on the same ERPNext, because a lot of companies are running multiple companies on the same system. So you select your own. I select this one. So it will give you a warning that it's going to erase previous configuration and put new. That's fine. And is this an offline POS? This is, I will come to details, because many of the company outlets using offline systems. We also have an offline system. We are providing an offline system. So it's like you have a counter somewhere and people standing on the queue, and you need not, I mean, you should not wait your customers. So you need to, so Zatca allows the cash invoices, that is simplified invoice. I will explain what is simplified invoice, to be offline and print QR code and submit within 24 hours. So we are allowing that. So this is a if you need support for that, you just contact us. Then you just go there. Okay, I'll explain you what. There are three things: simulation, sandbox, and production. I'll just put it here. What is simulation? What is production? And no, what is sandbox? Sandbox, simulation, and production. Okay. So sandbox is for programmers, for us. So you never need to use that. Okay. As a business owner or an accountant in a business, you never need to use it. Just keep it. And for simulation is actually for that, for onboarding, testing. Okay. And testing. So this means if you want to run your system for 1 month or something without actually registering it into the Zatca, because you send everything to Zatca, that's fine. Okay. But in the first month you will make some mistake here and there, you are confused, you don't want a mistake submission to Zatca, because your people, your accountant, your data entry operators, they don't know how to manage it. So you want to give training and all of that. So for that you can use simulation, that you can submit whatever you want, but Zatca will not, they don't care your data. But everything will be like production. Production is the actual one. Okay. So once you finish all your testing and everything, then you will go to production. I'll show you how you move from sandbox to simulation to production, etc. Okay. So now as I told you, sandbox. So I will tell you how you select it on the Zatca portal. Okay. So here where we reached. Okay. On this we reach integration type. That's what you call integration type: simulation, sandbox, or production. Okay. As a demo purpose, I'm just using sandbox, because you should use simulation or production. Simulation first, run it for some days. maybe for a week or 15 days. Everyone get trained and the data correct, and then you go to the production. But right now I'm using because I need an OTP, so that's why. I mean, don't confuse. You need to select simulation. Okay, I'm selecting sandbox because it's a demo instance. So then you get it will take the company name, VAT registration number, everything. So we have put here the small details, so it will be like this. You can just click here and go here, and it will give you the details of what are this field for. Company name is for what, VAT registration for that, building number, city, and all the details we have documented. So you can select. You will get, you already have your VAT registration number, you just fill it here. And the building number in Saudi Arabia has to be 4 digits. It's 4 digits. It will be like 4332 2132, like that. It should be 4 digits, otherwise it will give you a warning. In the later stage of this video, I will tell you what is that. I mean, what is how the warning, how to read the warning. Okay, and the city is there, it taken from there, and the zip code, it's pin or zip, it should be 5 digit. It should be 5 digit. Any other 4 digit, 3 digit, if you enter, it will give you a warning. And the business category, it's something like retail textiles or something. It as you have it in the CR. So you just go next, and you will get it. You will get a CSR configuration. This is a one important step for registering. We have documented what is CSR, so you can see it here. What is CSR, and okay, so maybe so here, once you've done that, you can see a CSR configuration. CSR configuration, it is automatically creating, but I told you before, you can directly do it on the company page. So at that time you need to give CSR, standard CSR. Okay, so and then I'll just put it like CSR, and you will get a junk letters. This is actually coming from Zatca. It's basically a certificate. So all your submission will be based on this CSR data. So once you create it, then you go next. And this stage, because if you selected simulation or production, it will ask for an OTP. So how you get an OTP, I'll tell you. So here there is Fatoora.Zatca. This, because there are a lot of sites out there from Zatca, so you make sure that you are using this URL, because otherwise you will get confused. That is Fatoora.Zatca.gov.sa. okay, so if you go to this site, so it's like, I'll show again for Fatoora.Zatca, then it will be forwarded some other site. That's fine. So on this, what it will be done, you need to put your VAT number, and of course your password. And once you've done that, it will ask for an OTP. So the authorized person, normally the owner or the manager or any authorized person, will get an OTP on his mobile, and from that mobile, what you need to do, that enter. I have the screenshot here. I'll just show the screenshot because this is a demo, so I will just show it. So it will be like, okay, then after you enter that screen, I'll just let me take it. Okay, that I just keep the screenshots. Once you are there, so after entering OTP, you will get this screen. On this screen, you will see on the top there is Fatoora simulation portal. Okay, so this is they are saying it try it out. I mean, you can just try it out. It will not be go to the actual system, so you don't need to worry. You can submit anything. So what you need, so this on this it will go there, and then once you are there, it's okay, it will ask for an OTP, and then once you are there, you need to click here, that is here, onboard new solution, new device. As per Zatca, you can have as many devices you want. I mean, you can submit from multiple servers. One server can be in Dammam and one in Riyadh and one in Jeddah for the same company, same VAT number. You can submit from POS machine if you want. You can POS from centralized servers if you want. But as far as you are using ERPNext, there will be a server. So the submission will be from the server. So you need to consider only the server in that case. And then it will ask you how many OTP you need. So you will enter, say, okay, 1 or 10 or 100. So normally in this case you need only one. So you will get the OTP. So OTP will be like this. You know, it's a 6-digit number. Then you copy that OTP. So once you copy that OTP, then you enter it here. Where is that? Okay, you enter it on this OTP field, and then you create a active compliance CSID. Okay, so it will give some letters like this. Okay, then this is also coming from Zatca server, so this is a certificate kind of things. Then after that you need to do compliance test. So on the wizard we are doing the compliance test using a standard format, but if you are using the company doc type, you need to give an actual invoice. So that will be much better because it will use the compliance. So here you just test the compliance. Okay, here on each one you need to do that, because Zatca requires you to clear test all of your posting types. I'll explain posting type, what is that, because simplified and standard and invoice and this type of things. This is simplified invoice, standard invoice. Okay, I'll give you a brief explanation what is simplified and what is standard. Okay, so simplified invoice means there are two types: simplified and standard. Okay, so what is simplified? Simplified is basically that you are selling through cash. I mean, it's okay, I'll tell you the word that Zatca uses, that is B2C. Okay, that's simplified. A little bit up. Oh god, it's making me crazy. Okay, one moment. Okay, there is simplified, and simplified basically means B2C, and standard basically means B2B. B2C means it is business to customer, and this is business to business. So this is business to business means, and business to customer means normal point of sale everywhere that you put, and the customer just come and buy it. So this can be offline, and this need to be submitted within 24 hours. Okay, this is B2C, but this one should be live immediately. So this business to business has to be submitted, and here for this you need proper address of the buyer. Here you don't need that because it's any customer coming on the cash order. So there are simplified invoices and standard invoices. So that is one thing, and then there are invoices, credit notes, and debit notes. Okay. So invoices, invoices, sales invoices in ERPNext, and credit notes is actually invoice return in ERPNext. You can see it, return invoices, and debit notes. It's a bit complicated. This is actually if you are giving something like a discount after sale. Sometimes you are adjusting with accounting with a debit note or something. That's accountants will explain. So this is three things. So there is no in the ERPNext there are I'll show you that there is sales invoice. I'll just show you. Let me see. This is sales invoice. These are sales invoices. Okay. And if you are returning a sales invoice here, okay, so I just create a duplicate one, and once you save it, okay, so if you want, you can just create a credit note for once you submit it. I'll explain the later stage, but so this is, if you see it here, a return credit note. So you see it here, return credit note. This is just the way ERPNext creating a credit note. So this, okay, so I told you that this is these are the things you need to test. But one thing I want to tell you in this stage, that for how to define a simplified or standard invoice in ERPNext, there is no standard definition. So if we define it on the customer. So here on the customer we have added a field. So we have added a field here called B2C or B2B. So if you tick it here, it will be B2C, and if you untick it, it will be B2B. So you can submit it. When you are submitting, depending on this field, it will decide whether it is a standard or simplified. That's the way that we define. We will go back because I'm deviating from the subject, but because it's all helpful for you, so I'll just go to her. We have tested simplified invoice, standard invoice, standard credit, simplified credit note. Okay, so it will give the response. Zatca will give you a response. So if there is a error in the response, because if you say it here, cleared means it's okay, and so here you see status is pass. Okay, this is actually coming from Zatca. We are not emulating, so it's just like cleared, and there is it will say reporting status null, error message. It's a blank array. There is no error message and there is no warning. Sometimes you will get a warning, sometimes you will get an error. So if you get a warning or error, you need, if you read it you will understand. But if you don't understand what is the error message, we have documented most of the errors here that normally you get. But if it's not here, just send us the error, maybe we can help you. So that's how. Then simplified debit note. Okay, here you see a warning. It's reported with a warning, so you can see a warning here. The simplified invoice should be submitted within 24 hours issue of invoice, something like that. But that's okay because we are testing on a sandbox. Now we go to next and generate the final CSID. This final CSID is the one we are going to use inside the invoice submission. I will show you invoice submission. So you will get a final CSID. This is the final CSID. It will be displayed and it will be saved here. Okay. So now okay, you get a success message. If you are not getting a success message, maybe you are doing something bad, so just contact us. So uh, now uh, now what to do? Actually, I told you in the company settings, you can see it here, Zatca settings, right? So once you've done there, everything will come here. So that is how we set up the wizard. But sometimes you need to do it here yourself. So I will explain the Zatca settings here. You need not depend on the wizard. You can do it here. We have explained the past videos also. So you can do it here. So I will explain that too. Just a moment. So here, first of all, you need to enable Zatca invoice, because of course, if you are unticking this, because if you are facing some problem at the stage of simulation, you just need to uh, untick it. So at the time of invoice submission, it will not go. And there are many settings we have included in later, because in the consider cost center as branch, because you know initially I told you that there can be multiple CR number. So how you submit each CR number, because you can select it as a cost center. I'll show you that. Just remind me if I forget. So you need that. Then POS submit line. This is, you need to do the discount on this one on the total, and you need, this is all we have explained, that you need a prompting response or select what is the type. And okay, this is very important. This is background, live or batches, because live means it will immediately submit and wait for Zatca. It's applicable only for POS invoice, okay? Because only for simplified invoice. Why? Because for the standard invoice B2B, you have no other option. You need to submit it immediately. So we are not allowing that to hold it or in the batches or in the background, because it's not legally compliant. So you have to submit immediately. So these options are applicable only for simplified invoice or the POS invoices. So here, if you put live, the simplified invoice also will submit same like standard invoice. Batches means it will do it in a batches, sometimes back. And in the background means many of the retail outlets, because we have big retail outlet clients that they have 30-40 outlets, sometimes 100 outlets, and everybody is just printing invoices. So they just need, they don't want to submit it immediately. So what they do, from the server, they submit at the break time. So we have put it, there are two submission, because in Saudi Arabia there are two break times. So sometimes they are taking a break between midday, like 1 to 4, or Luhr Asr or something like that. So you can put it there. And there are in the evening, when they close at 10 o'clock until morning 8 o'clock, there is no transaction. So if you put this two, it will submit on that time only. So it will be like in a background it will submit only at the time of the break. But if you want the server is not overloaded, if you are a small company, you don't need all of this, you can just put it live. So it will go immediately live. But even then, even if it's not live, and even you put it on the background, you can put 24 hours, like from 0, 1 to 23, like that. So you can do it like that. Then create CSR, because CSR, how to create CSR, we have explained that. There is a command line. It has to be in this format, because as you have used our wizard, it automatically claim. Otherwise, you should fill it. The only thing is, the format should be correct, and this is your VAT number and the other details. So it is just, and then you will get a CSR data, and you can see the PIH here. So the PIH, for the first time there is a PIH, so we share it on the portal, so you can see there what should be the first PIH. Then for each subsequent there is a PIH. It will automatically add PIH. Okay, so it will automatically generate a private key, public key. You don't need to do anything, don't touch it, just leave it like that. Okay, if you are clearing, then you need to, if you are clearing this, if you are changing it, then you need to begin from the create CSR step. Okay, and now and this is sandbox URL. This is you don't need to do anything now, but if Zatca asks you to change it in the later stage, maybe after a year or so, you need to change it. So now you don't need to touch it, just leave it like that. The OTP, I told you how to generate OTP and CSID, and this one here, there is a compliance check, because before, you remember, I just ticked and checked the compliance. This is not like that. This is, you have to give an actual invoice number and check the compliance. So, but the thing is, we have simplified it. You just need to give one, you need to select one by one, standard, simplified, and save it. Once you select it, save it. Then save means you press Ctrl S or something, or save, or the save button here after selecting. Then you put check compliance. It will give you that, because sometimes your invoice format is not correct. Maybe you don't have correct discount or something, so that you need to consider, and this the final done. And if you have offline machines, if you have many offline machines that you are using our offline POS, then you can use this settings to make it. So this is on the wizard. You remember that in the beginning, if you tick offline, so many companies using our offline system, so you can just make it because some of your client machines in some remote area, they don't have internet all the time. So you can use offline machine and print QR code and give it to the invoice, because that it will work for only for simplified, but still that's the case. Okay, now we need to go to now let's go to invoice submission. Actually, the invoices that you, because two stage, one onboarding we have done, and this onboarding, once you have done the onboarding, now, because if you done onboarding with simulation, you run it for a week or something, then you move to production. Okay, once you get the production, then the OTP certificate will be valid for a long time, so you don't need to do it again. So maybe 2 years or 3 years. Zatca doesn't say when it will be expired, but until it shows that it's expired, your certificate is expired, you can continue that. Normally it takes 2 years or something. So onboarding process done. Now you need to do submission is basically a sales invoice and credit note. Okay, we are not covering debit note because it's a complicated thing with accountants, so you can talk to them though. So we are covering sales invoice and credit invoice. Then in this video, if you want to know more about how to submit debit note, let's know, we can explain that. And for the sales invoicing, we have normal sales invoice screen on ERPNext. ERPNext normal sales invoice screen. Then there is POS, and we are using POS. Awesome. So POS Awesome used to support V14, but now we recompiled it into V15, so it's compatible with V15. You can get it. It's also, we have open sourced, so you can get it from our GitHub. So GitHub of ERPGulf. Okay, so you can get it. POS Awesome, so maybe POS Awesome Saudi, so you can get it. So if you are installing POS Awesome for version 15, you can take from our site, and it will support QR code printing and everything. That's required for Saudi Arabia. So that's also open source. You don't need to pay for that. But if you are taking from Claudion, so you will get it automatically, and you can just work on that. That's one thing. And now, oh, okay, let me close this. So what happens? So I'll just show you. This is if you are here. So this is the POS awesome app screen. If you are familiar with that, you know it's a very easy and simple one, contributed by open source, and we have modified it for Saudi Arabia, so you can, it's compatible with Zatca, and you can print the QR code from Zatca, submit it on the background. All of these things will work on POS awesome. I just saying that, and I'll show it on the sales invoice itself. And there is of course there is POS invoices. I mean, there is POS, open point of sale, and you can submit it from point of sale also. And on the point of sale, of course, how to, I mean, if you are using it already, our system is compatible with that. You can, when you are printing with point of sale, it will create a QR code online or background or batches or whatever. Then you, at that time, you can print the QR code. I will explain you in the later stage how to add the code for your standard printing formats. So that is for the POS sales, and I'll explain you the process in the sales invoice, because that will be easy for you to understand. So there is, okay, first of all, on the company settings, I told you before, on the company settings, you need to enable this, because of course, I mean, it's obvious. And then you need to select Phase-2, because if you are installing it and waiting for Zatca notification, I mean that deadline wave to reach you, so until that time you can continue to use Phase-1, because before there was an app called VAT or something most of the people using. So there was conflict between that and this, so we incorporated Phase-1 here. So you can just use Phase-1 or Phase-2 on the same app, so you don't need to install another app for the Phase-1. So you can just select it here if you want. And let's continue with Phase-2, and the other things we have already explained. So if you are going to sales invoice, so let's say you are creating a sales invoice, but I will just duplicate one, because I don't want you to be irritated while I am doing all these steps. So it's just like this. So there are many options that you can see it's added. So this is something, because this is one of the things that you need to select. Actually, you don't need to select anything if it's a standard invoice. I mean, not standard, I mean, not in that context, standard and simplified. What I'm saying, if you are a normal company doing selling, so you don't need to select any of it. So, but there are, if you are doing something that's different from normal sales invoice, you need to select one of these. For example, what is third party invoice? You are invoicing for some other companies, so you need to select this. I mean, the explanation we have put it here, so you can just read it. We are trying to explain it, what is third party invoice, so you can read it, what is third party invoice. Anything. So what is nominal invoice? That is another concept. You can read it here, what is nominal invoice. So we are trying to, I mean, we are trying to document as much as possible to help you, and we put minor videos and all of that for it. So nominal invoice is that. Export invoice, generally all of you, I mean, most of the companies do some kind of export and import. So if you are doing exporting, so click this. So one thing is, if you are exporting, you have an exemption. So you don't need, you can select here a 0 rated, not standard, because you don't need to pay tax for that. So that is, we are explaining again. And summer invoices, it's a clubbing of invoices, but most people don't use it. But if you are using it, you can contact us. And the self-build invoice also, these are different concepts, but we try to explain it on the documentation. But if normally you don't need to select any of this, just leave it like that, no need to select any of it. Okay. And here the customer, if it's a cash customer, normally everyone have a cash customer, so it need not, it should be here B2C. Excuse me. So here you can select, I explained you on the customer, you can select Zatca simplified B2C or B2B. So if it's B2C, you don't need an address. I will show you where to select address. But if it's B2C, you need an address. Okay. And if it's B2B, I mean it's unticked, then you need to select the type. Their CR number you need to enter it here. Otherwise, it will give you a warning. I mean the customer's CR number. Okay. So you need to put it here, CR number, and the tax number will be here. Okay. So there will be a tax number here, and there will be a CR number here. Okay. So this you need to put, and you can see different type of this. One thing that you need to notice that there is a comma number, national ID, things like that. So if you are a clinic or a hospital or any other place that you can give, for example, for the Saudi citizens, there is no tax inside the hospital. So if you are a hospital and you are billing for a Saudi national, you need to put the Iqama number here. So you need to select here and put the Iqama number here. Okay. So but normally it could be, because if it's a B2B, no, very normal that it could be CRN. And if it's any other type, that you need to, because you need to check with your buyer or auditor which one to select. But normally I could say this is CRN. Okay. And there should be an address field. This address field, I explain you need to select address field here, primary address. Otherwise it will give you an error. There has to be a primary address. That primary address, that's the same one is displaying here. That primary address has to have these fields. Address line 1, it should be there. Address line 2, it should be there. And there should be a building number. I'll show you what is the error it will throw if there is this has to be 4 digits. Okay. And there should be a postal code. It has to be 5 digit. Okay. So this information has to be there, and your company also need to have the same. I explained to you before. So it has to be there. Then once you have all of this information, but normally it is the same customer, so you already have it. So you will save this and you will submit it. At the time of submission, so you will get a message. So there is an error thrown. I will show you how to handle it. Okay. So this one, it says that there are things. I purposefully left. If the buyer country code is SA, then field type mandatory, street name, building number, district. Okay. So if you get this information, okay, I'll tell you 4 codes. Okay. That is very important that you understand, because you see here there is a code 400, because this is directly coming from Zatca. So we just keep it like that for you to understand what is happening. Because we are not changing that system, because it has to be Zatca. So there is 200 code. That means it's perfect. Everything is okay. 202, that is there is a okay but warning. Okay. Then there is 400, 500. These are all errors. Okay. So if it's okay or okay but warning, you need not do anything. It's already submitted. Okay. So if it's 400, 401, 402 or 500, 501 or anything, you need to resubmit it. I will show you how to resubmit it. Okay. So where is that? Okay. Now there is warning and everything. Okay. Oh no, this is 400. This is error, not warning. Okay. This is error. Incorrect format. That's error. So it's 400. Okay. So it's not cleared. So if it's like that, there will be a button appear here. Zatca Phase-2. Submit. Okay. So you can just click here and send invoice Zatca again. Okay. But and here it will show we have put one here that's called Zatca failed. Zatca fail means you need to submit again. I submit again, but it will again fail because I didn't make any changes. So I'll show you. So it's failed again. And if you don't see that screen for the reason why it's failed or something, so you can go to more info, and we put all the Zatca response here. Everything is here. From Zatca, whatever they sent while you are submitting, it's here. So you can read it. You can send it to us, you can read it, or you can use it for the future error correction or something. So what I will do, this error, it's because, okay, it's mentioned here. Buyer country code is, buyer district is not there, buyer building number is not there. That is the error. But this can be different for different, there are so many reasons. So we have listed here most of the error code that we are getting from our clients. So I have listed it here. So if you are getting an error, you can search it on this and you can find it otherwise. But it's basically it's readable. The information that Zatca is sending is readable, so you don't need to worry about that. But if it's not readable also, and if you are not finding it here also on the documentation, you can contact us. We may help you. So here, why it's thrown error? It's because on the address, I purposefully put this building number. It has to be 4 digits, and here on the postal code, it must be 5 digits. Okay. So I just put it here. Now I'll try to submit again. Maybe some other error throw, I don't know. I'll check it. So there is a buyer VAT registration number, wire group must contain 15 digits. Okay. So it's written there. So this is buyer. So this one, this is the error. So I will change it into 15 digit because this number has to be 15 digits. This is a proxy number. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Okay. Now I'll try to submit again. Okay. I'll try to submit again. Yes. Buyer must contain 15 digit. The first digit and the first digit and the last digit must be 3. Okay. So that is also, I mean, you get this information here because a lot of people sending us the error message without actually reading it. So you can just read it. So here, the last letter has to be 3. That's what they're saying. And I will count once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. First and last digit should be 15. So I'll just submit again. Okay. Okay. So you see success and you see 200. Sometimes you will get success with warning and you will get 202, then that's fine. You need to correct it on the next invoice only. You don't need to worry about that. And you can see it here, pass, because this screen, keeping this screen because for the documentation in the future, if there is a dispute or confusion or anything, you can just see it here. And we keep it here. We keep it on this field, okay, because it has to be very, very well documented. That's why we are keeping all of this. And you can see it here. Finally, there is a green Zatca cleared. Okay, and you will not see that button again. That there is a Zatca button. Okay, so some question that can we cancel this invoice? No. So if you try to cancel this invoice, it will say this invoice already submitted to Zatca. So if you submit an invoice to Zatca, it's legally not permissible to cancel it. You cannot cancel it or edit it, or you cannot do anything. It's just done it. So if you want to cancel it, you need to create a return credit note and then submit that. So that's the only option. We will not allow, because we logged it. You cannot cancel the invoice. So because that's not legal, because it has to be legally confirmed. So you just create a credit note and submit it. Okay. So when you are creating a credit note, you need to mention it's against which invoice. Otherwise, it will throw an error. That's all. I mean, you just need to do that. So and then I will explain the other things. So I'll just try to other errors. You just, if you get an error, just let me know. And there are something that you need to know here. The standard, zero rated, exempted. There are four types of taxation. That's one is standard. Standard, it will be for, I will just standard, all of you know, that is 15%. But if the contract is before, I mean, it's an old contract, like before 2013 or something, 2023 or something, because before it increased from 5 to 15, there are some. So if that's the contract, that against that contract you are making an invoice, you can use 5%. But now its standard is 15%. But we keep the option for 5% because that is, and it can change. Government, if government decide to change it, it can be changed also. So now it's 15%, and zero rated is, of course, it's 5%, and exemption is also, oh no, sorry. Standard rated is zero rated is, and this also. So how you decide which one is standard and which one is zero rated and which is expense? Because Zatca provided the code, so I will just exemption code. So we have it here, categories. We have listed it here. So here, first one, standard, it's 15%. If you are invoicing against an old contract, it can be 5%. That you need to check with the Zatca. And then zero rated, it's generally for exporting goods. So there is, okay, if you are going here and if you are selecting anything, if you are selecting standard, then it's here also standard. A reason code is standard, you just select it. And if you are selecting zero rated, exempted, this one, then you need to mention what is the reason of that. So here there are many reasons. Okay, these are, for example, it's for military. If you are supplying for military, if you are supplying for health, if you are supplying for education, there are many. Okay, there are many. And so what will happen, what you need to do here, you need to put the correct one. We have put the code here, you can select, but this code is for what? It's for example, international transport of goods, for example, service directly connected, supply of qualifying means of transport, qualifying metals, private education to citizens, private healthcare. Because I told you before, if you are putting healthcare 0%, then you need to give the patient's ICAMA number in the field. I told you before, I just reminded you. So here on the tax category, if you are select zero rated or exempted, then you need to give a reason for that, the reason code for that. Then there is a discount code. Discount code is, I'll give you that discount code. So it is, we have documented here. Okay, discount reason code. So these are the discount reason code. So, but normally everyone put discount reason code 95. It's just simple discount without much explanation. You just give a discount, right? But if you have some special manufacturer consumer discount due to military status, I mean, there are a discount for military people. There is work accident discount, special agreement. So there are discount code. So you need to put here discount code. So this is the discount codes. Okay. Now okay, submit item lines, that is different. Okay, so here and then so these are the things, the Zatca category, exception code, discount code. Okay, you can use that. Then okay, something that I need to explain you. For example, if you have two items, one 15% and one 0%, or one with code and one without code. For example, in a medical shop, for example, there are items that is exempted for Saudi citizens that you sell, like antibiotic or something. I'm not sure. These are just an example. So don't use it for the actual purpose, because this has legal complications. So you need to ask your auditor what is exempted and what is not exempted. But let's assume there are two things: one is exempted and one is not exempted. So how you deal it? So you can put this item tax template. So when you can create multiple item tax template here. There are multiple item tax template you can create. So you can create 0 rated with military persons, or 0% with education, or 0% with healthcare. So you can create multiple exemption, standard, everything. So when you are submitting, so each line will go accordingly. So you don't, and this sales tax exception, you can select it for each one. So you have multiple line, one with 0, one with 15, one for military, one for exception, one for education. So you can select all the category codes. So what you need to do, so when you are, because on this item tax template, you can see two field extra we have added here. Okay, exception reason code and the tax rate. So if you are using 0 rated or exempted, you need to select exception as code. Okay, but if you are using standard, you just use it standard 15%. So you can submit it with that. So but if you are a company only selling with standard, most of the companies only selling with standard, then you don't need to use item tax template. You can just simply use tax like this, because your tax and our templates are there. So you can just simply use that and submit it. Okay, so that's pretty much about the item tax template. Now then the thing is, I told you in the beginning that you may have multiple branch with multiple CR numbers. So maybe you are submitting one invoice for one branch and the other invoice for the other branch, because that's very important. Zatca sending notification to all the businesses that you must use that particular CR for each invoice. So how you do that? So most companies, how they are doing, because there are multiple methods, because there is cost centers. So on the cost center, you choose Riyadh, Dammam, Main, Buraida, wherever, you just keep it. So if you are selecting that, so for the cost center, we have, I'll just put it cost center. On the cost center, we have, you can create multiple cost centers. Multiple cost centers. For example, you have a Dammam cost center. So for the Dammam, there will be a CR number. So you put that CR number here and registration number here. Okay. So, and you need to put an address for Dammam. So if you have multiple CR number, you put each of them and the address also. So when you are creating invoice, you just select that cost center. That's why most of the companies managing the multiple CR, because they have multiple CR. So it's coming from different cost center, and some other companies, they have customized our code, and they put a special field or something like that, but that's okay. But this is a standard method, because anyway you need cost center to get the profit and loss statement for the each branches, etc., etc. So just that is that's what I want to tell about that. Then there are things like that. Zatca allow you to send um, invoice through PDF, so you can just create a because we have now, you can send it by PDF. Okay, so before that I will. mm okay, so now you have QR and cleared invoices. Okay, so okay, what? So here there is a print PDF A3. If you there is, I mean, Zatca allows you to have uh, electronic invoice to transfer to your clients through WhatsApp or something. So we have WhatsApp integration. So if you need WhatsApp integration, you just contact us. We can give you WhatsApp integration in association with other companies. So if you want to send it through WhatsApp or some other methods through email or something, you need to create a PDF here. That it has a special format, so you need to follow that format. So we have done this print a PDF A3. You cannot just print it on a PDF and send it. No, that's not allowed. You need to print it on PDF A3 and send it. Okay, so that's very important. You need to note while sending the invoice. And on the invoices, you will have, we are just putting here cleared XML. Okay, so this cleared XML, if you open it, you can see it like it's a scrambled test, but Zatca requires you to keep this cleared invoices as a documentation for 10 years or 20 years or something. You just need to keep this. So you need to take proper backup and keep it all the time, because computer systems, it can crash or something. So you just have you take backup all the time. And there is this QR Phase-2. This is the QR code. So on the QR code, how to test a QR code, because people using lot of apps, so just only use Zatca app to check it. So there is an app, so it look like this simply is there. This is originally from Zatca. They have released an app, a mobile app. You can download it from App Store or Play Store or whatever. So you can download it from there, and it will be, you don't need a login, because most people just tell me that I don't have a login for that. You don't need it actually. I'll tell you how it is. So on the main page, it will be like, it will show the main page. So people try to log in. You don't need to log in. You just click it on the home and then go to here and press on VAT services. And on the VAT services, you can see, because I cannot show you my mobile, that's why I'm showing it like this. So where is it? Okay, if you press on the VAT, in VAT, then you will see this here, E-Invoice validation. So just press on that. It will show you a scanning option, so you can scan it here. And then you need to, you have, of course, your own standard print formats. So on that print formats, you just need to print the QR code wherever it is. For the code for printing QR code, there is a line you need to add. So I will, we put it in the ERPNext forum and on our site, how to add align to put QR code on your standard print format, you can use it. So this is pretty much that the documentation. So but anything, we have the documentation here, we have put it everything on internet. But if you need more support, you can just send email to support@claudion.com, and you can visit our website claudion.com. And if you don't have an ERPNext system, that's most popular system, everyone is going to use ERPNext system in the coming years, because it's very it's open source, and it's very popular, easy to use, and easy to customize. Everyone using it nowadays, because even from big vendors like SAP and Oracle Financial, SAP, etc., they are moving it to ERPNext. So if you don't have an ERPNext now, so you can just come to our and you can just build a server. And if you are already using it, you want to migrate it into our system, you can just send us message, or you can just send an email, or you can on our system. And if you want to test it something, if you want to experience it, if you and then you without using credit card, you can just send us email. So we will create a coupon code and send it to you. Okay, because then you can do it freely. That's fine. And if you want a meeting with us, you can just have a meeting, schedule a meeting with us, and we will help you to onboard. So thank you very much. It was a nice session, a little bit long, but I think that we have covered most of the things. Then if you need any clarification, again send a mail to support@claudion.com. Thank you. Appreciate you joining us.
Claudion.com, the cloud solution built for Saudi businesses. Contact us on info@claudion.com.